And we welcome in a community member, and not only a community member, a graduate from Leland and Gray. Joining us right now is Dean Wilson. He is the marketing manager for Ceres Remedies here in Brattleboro as part of Southern Vermont Wellness. Dean, in addition to being the marketing manager for Ceres Remedies, is also part of the Brattleboro Area Chamber of Commerce. He's on the board. We welcome him in here as we talk about what's coming up on Thursday, September 5th, 7:30 till 9:30 at the American Legion, 32 Linden Street. It is the Brattleboro Area Chamber of Commerce's Cannabis Forum, and we say hello to Dean. How are you?
Good, Ian. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. Come to find out, you've actually spent some quality time inside the Rollerdrome. Is that true?
I did, Ian. Being from Leland Gray, a small community, and I met a lovely young lass from Brattleboro, and I came here to show her some of my skills, but I'd never been on roller skates before, and she ended up having to help me the whole time.
Did you backward skate? Because that was a big thing.
I could not do it, but by the end I started getting it a little bit, so it was better. We didn't form a long-term relationship, but it sure was fun.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun memories coming down here.
So what you're saying is you don't have her phone number, is what you're saying?
I don't. I bump into her once in a while, and we give a high five. And that's
well, there you go. It's worse than other hand gestures.
That's right.
Well, listen, let's talk about what's coming up on Thursday, September 5th. Again, 7:30 till 9:30 at the American Legion. It is the Brattleboro Area Chamber of Commerce's Cannabis Forum, and this is a forum in which basically the crux of it is you're going to share information and you are going to talk about as to what is coming up here in the future, not just in Brattleboro, but the entire state of Vermont. So tell everybody about the forum.
Yeah, that's correct, Ian. So we have a really great panel of guests coming in here. These people that are coming in are the experts in cannabis in the state of Vermont. I was the manager of the dispensary here in Brattleboro. I was here on the very first opening day. I helped the owner, Shane, who we both grew up in Newfane, so this is a Vermont-owned company. And we're going to go through some of the struggles that businesses have, some of the battles that we've been facing here. And so the panel list is going to include Bridget Connery, who's the Director of Marketing for Champlain Valley Dispensary. Bridget used to be the operations manager, and she is a library of information. She knows the cannabis industry inside and out. We're very lucky to have her down here. Senator Becca Balint, who has been very involved with it, and she's a dynamo. I was on a panel with her over in Putney at Next Stage, and there was a cannabis forum over there, so she's pretty well involved with it. Kerry Giguère, he is the Director of Public Health for and Food Markets for the Vermont Department of Agriculture. And Kerry has really been leading the charge with the hemp industry. He went down to Washington, testified in front of the FDA to help Vermont farmers to get this thing moving forward. There's a lot of problems right now with the FDA trying to govern it with a lot of regulations, and the state of Vermont is really behind the hemp program, and they want to see it sort of like the maple syrup industry, the cheese industry, or a craft brewing. They want to be able to have the Vermont label, and we all know that we put out really great products here in Vermont, and there's some hemp farmers here in Vermont who are doing some really good work. And my grandfather used to be a hemp farmer, and my dad was in World War II, and he loved hemp. They lifted the ban on hemp for 2 years. So he's coming in. David Harlow, he's an attorney at Downs, Rockland and Martin, down in Brattleboro. Dave's great. He's a Newfane resident. He lives right next to where I grew up. Cassandra Holloway, she's the coalition director for the Brattleboro Area Prevention Coalition, which I haven't met, but I'm looking forward to. Senator Jeanette White. Jeanette White has been a huge advocate for cannabis. She was instrumental in passing a lot of the laws for cannabis here in the state of Vermont. And then Dan Yates is going to discuss some of the challenges that the banks may have and the challenges that businesses like ours have. For instance, we used to have River Valley Credit Union, and then one day they dropped us. They wouldn't do it. So as an industry that's a lot of cash, where do you go? What do you do? Can you use a debit card? So anyways, there's a lot of challenges that go there.
So when you do have this forum, again, it's Thursday, September 5th, 7:30 till 9:30 a.m., American Legion, right there at 32 Linden Street. Tickets are just $20, includes a full buffet breakfast. And you do have to RSVP, folks, if indeed you are interested in attending. So who do you hope to attract to this forum? Who do you want to share information with and even educate?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we want to put out a broad scope of people that will attend this. But I think this is going to be the focus of this is going to be on the business part of it. So if you're a business person and you have any aspirations of getting into the cannabis industry in the future or the hemp industry, I think it'd be really great for you. Or someone that is very interested and doesn't really know a lot about it. These are the experts in the state of Vermont. This is an amazing panel. And what a lot of people don't know, Ian, is we've been doing research for 50 years. Our National Institute of Health, we've been paying Israel to research this. Dr. Mechoulam discovered THC, CBD, which is cannabidiol, but there's many other cannabinoids in cannabis. And 2002, they discovered that human beings and other animals have an endocannabinoid system in our brain, which is the health community realized this is going to be huge, and our government filed a patent on cannabinoids. And so we're moving forward. The FDA is issuing trial studies right now. And so this is going to be mainstream, and it's going to change Brattleboro.
Now, if you're a citizen, it can be kind of intimidating if you want to learn about this because there are so many moving parts to this movement. Obviously, you mentioned the medicinal qualities. Do you find that people are kind of intimidated in terms of like, I have an interest, I have an interest in hemp, I have an interest in the medicinal properties, and they want to get involved, they just don't know how to make that first step?
Yeah, I mean, we run into that. I think people are starting to realize that hemp and cannabis itself really isn't the gateway drug that everyone thinks it is. I don't view it as a drug myself. I view it personally as more of a healthy herb. And the more I learn about it, I learn how amazing it is that we have receptors throughout our body, and it can. If you just look at the U.S. patent, it basically says that it's for pain, inflammation, antispasmodic, people. Seizure disorders, and then what I really think is going to be huge in the near future is they're using it a lot now for Alzheimer's and dementia, because right in our U.S. patent it says that it's neuroprotective for your brain and a cardioprotective for your heart, as well as an antioxidant. So we're covering people who might be susceptible to cancer.
So as we embrace the medicinal properties and qualities, do you think that obviously kind of takes away the stigma attached to some of the recreational opinions people may have of it?
Yeah, it does, but I go around the state and I do demos and food co-ops and stores, and I give talks on it, and even every once in a while you do run into someone that is like, oh no, that's that cannabis, it's bad stuff, they don't want any part of it. And then what I get a lot of time is there's no research on this, and we don't know what it does, but that's really not true. We have 50 years of research coming out of Israel through our National Institute of Health, and there is a lot more to learn from it, but it's I'm very excited about it. It's a great industry, and if you like excitement in the business industry with a lot of highs and lows, high highs and a lot of low, no pun intended, this is a good business. You're going to run into things that you don't know. You would not expect, and these people would, the panel, Bridget specifically, could tell you more about the business side.
And it's all about sharing information. That's the start, right?
It
Education and information.
Right, exactly.
And you're going to get plenty of it. Again, it's Thursday, September 5th, 7:30 till 9:30, American Legion, just $20. And we definitely look forward to that event. RSVP to the Brattleboro Area Chamber of Commerce. Give them a call, 802-254-4565. That's 254-4565. Again, it's September 5th. What year did you graduate, Leland and Gray?
In 1983.
Whoa, Rebel Pride, 1983. Do you remember the song that you were couple skate only here at the Roller Drum? Do you remember the tune?
I remember it was...
I bet it was Journey.
There was some journey,
Yeah.
but Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, that's a good one.
Stairway to Heaven was the big one, and
7.5 minutes.
Started off slow, but then got a faster pace. But
He is Dean Wilson, marketing manager for Series Remedy, and he is also on the board at the Broadway Area Chamber of Commerce. You will see him September 5th, 7:30 till 9:30 at the American Legion. Thank you, my friend.
okay, thanks, Ian.
You bet. A pleasure.
There we go, Ian.